beautiful.
It is, it is, it is. Depends on what you focus on in spite of all the extenuating circumstances, the darkness around. When you focus on the light, when you focus on the beauty. Like we said during our chat here, you would see more beauty in life.
Yeah.
Rotimikeys. Well, he's a.k.a. Rotimi Akinfenwa, because Rotimikeys is the one that we know even more. He's definitely one of Nigeria's most gifted music producers. He's a songwriter.
He's an arranger, multi-instrumentalist, sound engineer, sound designer, and consultant. His vision is to change the face of music in Nigeria and around the world. So Rotimikeys has worked and produced with some of the best artists and top-notch biggest advertising campaigns in Nigeria and West Africa.
We go on like
and
this, yeah?
I'm telling you, we will not stop, right?
Rotimikeys,
Because he is.
Thank you.
You are a powerhouse.
Thank you.
Rotimi.
Thank you.
You know,
so much.
you are conquering the music industry. You are conquering the Christian music industry. You are conquering the advertising space. And wow.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you guys for having me.
You know, let's see, putting all of this stuff together, what goes on in your mind? Being this creative, putting melody, because, before even people think about the lyrics of the song, it's what they hear. The melody makes you move first. Before you start thinking about, okay, what does this song offer me lyrically? So you are all the first step in that thing. What goes on in your mind while creating a piece of music or anything someone can move to?
If I can paint what goes on in my head, it will be a very saturated piece of colors.
I'm telling you, just try. Just give us a little glimpse.
Okay, so from my childhood, I'd always been someone who was very interested in how music was put together, even before I knew what a studio was. When I listened to music as a child, because growing up, my father played a lot of music in the house, I used to be very fascinated with how did this thing come together? How did the elements, the drums, the bass, the keys, even as a 5-year-old, I remember that I would sit in front of the turntable and I would wonder, how did all this... So those were the things that, put me in when I started listening to music. I wasn't listening to music at first to enjoy it. I was listening to music to analyze it.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, okay, so this comes in here. I noticed that the drummer did something here. The keyboardist played something here. Okay, that's what all makes this music come together so beautifully. So I guess it's that seed that has always been there. So it was just...
Parents, did they encourage that seed?
Oh, yeah.
Did they see it? How did they know
How did they
that it was
respond to
there?
it?
Well, I guess they just gave me the enabling environment. They didn't stop me. My father is not a musician. My mother spent some time in the choir, but that's it. But I picked up this sort of by myself. It was just something I latched onto.
Let's talk about this year has been your year, literally. I mean, before this year we didn't know Rotimikeys, but here you are on 2 hit singles. One of the, this year, Oriel Fesh Osha is the 2 top 5 gospel songs, on all playlists. That's because I've been on many of these playlists and I see them there. You're doing so well. Talk to us about, at what point did you decide in your journey to be, on the big screen?
Okay, well, I will say practically the stepping in front of the mic has happened majorly in the last 1 year, thereabout, so it was something that was meant to happen. It was always going to happen. It was just a matter of time. So Life is Beautiful, for example, that you just played, was released in 2020. I'd written it 5 years before.
Wow.
It was just
5 years before 2020.
It was just sitting on my hard drive, so, but I guess it wasn't time. So I'm a believer in the fact that once it's time, you will know in your spirit. Things will come together to make that happen, right? Before now, I was not a fan of my own voice.
Ah, really?
Well, till now, I'm still not a fan of my own voice. But
okay.
There's that thing of...
Are you serious?
Yes, when you're
Wow.
in a relationship, when you feel like, I can always do better, that's one
I'm a fan of my voice. People don't even like how I sound.
That's a character trait of somebody who wants to excel, because you're not satisfied with
what it is.
with what it is at the moment. And that's why, talking about this, that means it was 2015 you did that. That means there's some stuff you have now that they're not...
you don't want to know the half of it. You don't know the half of it. I have a hard drive.
You see, because I've had some close interactions with someone like Frank Edwards, and I know that for people who sing and make instruments, you can bring a catalog of 100 songs that has not released, and that's how they are. That's how they are.
It is what it
That's how
is,
they are.
yeah.
But this year, that particular song.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that song.
Yeah.
Let's talk about how we came together. How did you put that song
Oh,
together?
wow.
What was going through your mind?
Okay,
What was the
so-
pressure behind it?
Most of the songs that I write, and I'm saying write this way because I hear them first. Okay, so I don't go sitting down to say, oh, I want to write a hit. No. Usually I'm on a run. Usually I get out of bed and I start hearing it immediately. That's what happened with this year. From the day, this is so unlike me, but from the first day I woke up and I started hearing, now me get this here in my head, to the day it was released, was 2 weeks.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
What day was it released exactly?
It was released the last Friday in January
The
this
last
year.
Friday in January this year. Okay.
So picture that 2 weeks before then the song did not exist.
Wow.
So, and immediately I started hearing it. I knew this had to go immediately. So the song I was supposed to release next, I had to pause it. And then I just called my team into the studio, guys, we have to start recording today.
The song.
So between when we started recording, called, my background singers, called some of the musicians, shipped it for mixing and mastering was 2 weeks.
You know
there's
what?
something I heard it I heard somebody put up a reel and then it was just in the background. I was like, what's this song? And then of course Shazam.
Yeah.
And this was what came out. Yeah.
Right.
Let's
Let's
listen to it.
vibe to it, man. I don't know what I should give him. My guys to do this one.
Wow.
Let's vibe to that song. Let's vibe to that. Wonderful.
It's how you were able to
Wonderful.
infuse the lyrics of that song with the amapiano bits,
Yeah.
with the urban bits. It's
amazing.
synced so perfectly. I mean, wonderfully well. Well
Thank
done.
you.
Let's talk about the music, the Christian music industry for a little bit, because I mean, we've seen a revolution take place. Now, a lot of gospel music artists, even though you won't classify as you wouldn't categorize yourself as a gospel music artist, you categorize yourself as a Christian music artist. But there's been a revolution that has happened. We see a lot of gospel singers come together in a room, sort of intentionally, driving that message of community, of worship, worshipers.
Yes.
Right, spreading the gospel and ministering. And you have also done that with Oriel Felsha video, and I saw that. Talk to us about what is going on in that, with the Christian space, with the Christian music space, and what we should expect to see, as we get along. Because you're a music producer and a host of other, things when it comes to music. So, what should we expect, with that change that's happening?
Okay, so the face of music is changing. It's not just in the Christian music, it's
All over the
everywhere.
world,
Afrobeats has come to stay now. All of a sudden, it's now a genre that's being respected all over the world.
Yeah.
It's that same time that this whole Christian music thing is. So what you now have is a lot of people who are now boldly taking that message from the four walls of the church out into the open. So we now have music that is not just meant for the four walls of that, the church. It works there, but then when you put it outside, it also works. It's not just music that, it's in the church, and then when it comes outside, it's no longer relevant. So it works there, and then it works outside. And what's happening is that more and more people are beginning to come into their own. They're beginning to recognize that, okay, I am more than this box. As a Christian, Christianity is who you are. It's not so much of what you do. Actually, what you do comes from who you are. So every expression of yourself is from who you know yourself to be. How you recognize God in your life, what He's put on the inside of you, all the talents. So you now find a lot more people coming out to express themselves boldly. And for me, this is just the foundation. It's going to get bigger. This is going to get bigger.
This is so amazing. Thank you for all you do. I wish we had more time.
I'm telling you.
We'll spend a long time talking about
because I want to rip into that mind of yours.
Yeah, you will. But we've got breakfast for you, if you
Yeah.
don't mind. We have something here for you. While we vibe to this here, let's get to see. Oh, and the smoothies already. This is something
Interesting.
quite healthy. Yeah. Okay, so let's head over and
Please, after
check
you.
out.